Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who will teach you with sound doctrine, and peace and blessings to your elect. No, I was just kind of meditating on something. I was like, I was, studying the scriptures, studying history, reading prophecy, news articles and whatnot, and then teaching, telling people, and them not receiving it because they're like, oh, in their own mind, they can't see this and this happening based on their understanding. This, what we're saying is not what it is. I'm really coming up with everything on the sun to try and discredit us, but at the same time, when we ask them, okay, if it's not what we're saying, then what is it? Well, I'm not 100% sure. When we ask them, okay, based on their understanding, what is it? What does this mean? Or what does this mean? Say what? Okay, so if Jacob's trouble is not gonna happen, if you saying Jacob's trouble is happening after the Lord comes back, then how do you explain this? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd have to get back to you. It's always some kind of excuse, but when we're bringing out and we're proving, we're showing you, and we're getting this thing here, and we're getting the precepts, and even proving that we're Israelites. Oh no, we're not Israelites. So who are the Israelites? Oh, them over there in the land. But did they fit the prophecies though? But does it biblically line up? Does it piece together? Does it are they are they a destroyed people? Are they these things that were said in the scriptures? Are they being oppressed? Are they discontinued from their heritage? Are they all these things? No. So if they're not the things that it said would be happening to them people, then how can they exactly be the people that it's talking about? But anyway, that's lucky. Should have gone to 2 Timothy 2:15, I believe it is. Yeah, 2 Timothy 2:15. And it is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God. So it doesn't say study to show yourself approved. So it doesn't say study to show yourself approved. Unto your even unto the ones that taught you, or unto this person, unto your family members, onto this random guy walking up on the street. He may look at you funny, side eye. No, don't worry, because as long as what you're doing is appeasing in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then you need to continue doing what you're doing, man. Continuing on, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly divideth the word of truth. Yeah, of course it seems a way that the things we're saying it seems so foreign, and this world fully wants to reject it. We're pushing us with righteousness. How are we the worst people for saying, okay, so the Most High says, you can't eat pork in the scriptures. It's right here in the scriptures. And if you love the Most High, you claim to love Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then you're gonna obey what he says, right? But that was the same played out excuse. Oh, that was in the Old Testament. I believe in the New Testament, and not even having a full understanding, because our people are simple, and they love coming up with excuses. They love coming up with excuses so that to try and make their wickedness seem good, alright. And wickedness is wickedness, man. There's no way around it. So even when we have the scriptures, a Jake may come up, a Jake may ask questions. He may hear you talk about certain things, and he may see a news article and say, oh, I heard this and this person talking about it. Let me see what his let me see what his thoughts are on this, because sometimes people be asking me questions, some of the times. Well, not really that much, right now, but some of the times they be asking, some of the times I get questions. But anyway, yeah, he may come up to you, but you know if he's come up to your question, if he's coming up to you asking a question, the first thing he's got to do is listen, because I've experienced this, where someone's asked you a question and they want to try and lead the conversation and tell you to listen to them. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to you, but at the end of the day, you came up to me to ask the question, so you can't take you can't take lead on this, because I'm not trying to get understanding from you. You're trying to get edification from me, because you're the one who asked me the question. But if it turns out into a back and forth, and they're not getting it, they keep arguing and whatnot. Don't even argue. Like the scripture says, he that is ignorant, let him be ignorant still, because ultimately it's up to them and Yahweh Shim Yahushai if they get it or not. But so the Lord could have something like that happen to kind of test your patience, to see how you act, to see how you react and whatnot. But it could happen, like, say, they could happen like the following week. They could Something could click in their head, and they could go online and start researching stuff, and then come across the videos and like, oh, I remember I was talking to this guy about it on the on the streets, or someone that I seen in the library, or someone I seen on the school campus, or just giving a few examples. But I wasn't quite understanding what he was saying. But after watching these videos, I'm getting a better understanding of what he was talking about. So you don't let little things, like the opinions of people that are foolishness, that love, you know um what's that word, that love the do nothing but wickedness, affect your faith. Don't let it deter you from the faith, because anything that they got to say is meaningless, because they don't really have no clue into what's going on. They know they and to an extent, I was saying their spirit, they especially when it comes to Jake, they know what they doing ain't right, but they gonna do it anyway. But just like, you may get 100 people, scoff, mark, say, you weird, say you waste your life, say that you crazy, say all kinds of things about you. But you may have one person that may listen to you secretly, and you may be helping that person to keep going, and that person may hear you say, oh, you're not supposed to eat this. They may ask you why, but you don't understand why they ask. But, oh, it says this in Leviticus, that it talks about the clean and the unclean foods, and we're not supposed to eat this because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we were commanded not to eat it. And it's, eating this is an abomination, and this is part of the law. And if you break the law, you're sinning, because according to First John 3 and 4, I believe, it says sin is a transgression of the law. So when you transgress the law, or when you break the law, you're committing a sin. And they be like, oh, I didn't know that. It may register in their head, and they be like, oh, I don't know that. So that person may be taking all kinds of notes from you, and you don't even realize how much you're helping this person. And that person could be a part of the elect. And from what you're doing, from just enduring, from just continuing what you're supposed to do, the Lord could have you to have it to where you seal a person, and you don't even know. So that's why it's important to continue, on the righteous path, continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, no matter what. Because no matter what happens, or no matter if you feel like you're getting no views or no one's listening, listen, the angels are taking notes, and Yahweh Shim Yahushai is definitely he's definitely watching, and they're they're definitely watching, and they're definitely listening, man. So it doesn't matter, anything. It don't matter about anything else, as long the big two, Yahweh Shim Yahushai, are both watching, they're both listening, and the angels are taking notes. You shouldn't be worried about anything else. You should be worried about doing your best work. But what else are we gonna go to? Feel like so like let me. Oh, this I'm gonna close it off with this. Um, like I was mentioning about the prophecies earlier, just like the prophets of old prophesied against many great nations and great kingdoms, and you gotta take into account that the average person that was living, you know, living in the living in the kingdom, or living in where they were prophesying against at that particular time, they would not have liked it. You can imagine that they would have been getting all kinds of hate and threats. People would want to come up to them. Um, they may have wanted to throw stuff at them. You gotta take that into account. So if these kind of things happen to the prophets of old, then they're gonna happen to the men that are teaching, that that are prophesying in that same spirit. So hey, it doesn't matter if people don't like it. It doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. If say for example, if a famine, just for example, say for like if I was in Egypt, back in the time of Joseph, and a famine was and what do you call it, and he was talking about that famine that was about to happen, and then I say no, that's not gonna happen because I don't like it. But just because I don't like it, it doesn't stop it from happening. Me not liking it just means that it's just gonna be very grievous for me when it does happen. So you being ignorant to things that you don't want to happen, it doesn't stop it from happening. It just means it's gonna be extremely grievous for you when it does happen. But anyway, I'm gonna read this last precept and close it out. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. And then, Shalakia, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. So, when these words, when these prophecies really, these last couple prophecies, all these last few prophecies really come to pass, really hit a boiling point, that's when they really gonna be coming back for answers. It's like, oh, I didn't really like what we were saying, but you know what? If anyone knows what to do, or if anyone knows what what's going on, it's these guys. Oh, I used to have a nephew used to be very knowledgeable when it came to things like this. Oh, I knew this guy was very knowledgeable when it came to things like this. They're going to really be going to and fro, looking for, looking for us. But hey, they ain't gonna find us. But anyway, in closing, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakdash. Until next time, Shalom.